Hello everyone, how are you guys doing today? Welcome back to another reaction episode to Bleach, 1000-Year Blood War. This is Haarute, my name is Matt. Hello. So, okay, I have a confession to make. I am recording this video literally like a month after previous videos. So if you're watching one immediately after the other, I have to be honest with you. The reason why is because I'm pretty sure I mentioned the last video too. It's summer. It's the end of summer right now, and I got fucked up by the heat. Normally that wouldn't be an issue, but I live in one of the hottest areas of the world, and infrastructure isn't great, and my living situation isn't great either. So my channel definitely took a hit, and I decided that I would put Bleach on hold and I would just focus on my other show that I've been doing, which is Buffy, because I had just started Bleach. So there's not much of a point in me just going really hard on Bleach immediately, because no one is really watching these anyway. Like, episode 1 hasn't come out yet on YouTube, so I don't really have a rush there. So I put Bleach on the back burner for a while, and I cannot tell how difficult that was, because I made it very clear that I really want to watch Bleach, and it's something I'm very passionate about, and I had to wait. I have to fucking wait, because I just didn't have the time to record and edit another sets of videos. So that fucked me up, but okay, fuck it, I'm doing it now. I don't know when this is gonna be coming out. I honestly don't care. I'm just gonna watch Bleach today, because I had some time and I had the energy, and I'm like, oh fuck yeah, I can do something, I can be productive. Let's watch Bleach. So yes, we're gonna be watching episode 2 today. Last time on Bleach, what happened? I mean, we started this new arc, this new season, this new show, really. And half of the first episode was really just like a reintroduction of like, hey motherfucker, we're back, and just kicked the door down, and it was awesome. And I talked to like my friends about it. I was like, hell yeah, you won't believe how fucking cool this thing was. Like, the shot of Chad just coming in and punching that hollow, and then that entire building exploding, and like, fuck that building, fuck the people living in that building, doesn't matter, but that was cool as shit. Like, that is still imprinted into my brain, because that looks so cool. Like, this dynamic shot of this holo just flying and this just exploding with the skull, and him just going La Muerte. It was so fucking cool. And while Number One is playing, I'm pretty sure that song is called Number One Bankai, by the way. That's fantastic. But then we actually got the plot of what this arc is gonna be, which is, hey, some Quincy showed up and they're declaring war, and they seem to have some kind of mechanism or something they can use in order to either seal or steal bankais from Shinigamis. So I have no idea what is gonna happen now. There is some kind of Quincy King. There is a dude who Ichigo fought. I think his name was Ebern, and he disappeared. There was another guy that they kind of started like bickering with each other, and then the Quincy King just fucking sliced that guy's arm off. And so we're seeing a little bit how the hierarchy, as well as just how the relationships between the Quincy group are working there. That's fun. They declare war. That's kind of where the episode ended. We'll see how this is gonna go, how this is gonna shake up in the second episode, I guess. I am in some ways more excited about episode 2 than I am for episode 1, because episode 1 felt like a reintroduction. Like, if you're someone who's watching Bleach for the first time, here's like something that's like a little bit of a cool like showcase of like, you know, like this is the main cast, right? But what I actually want to see is some of the other like really colorful characters that I really like in the world of Bleach, you know, that we see many of them in like Soul Society. We see all the captains and the lieutenants, and I just want to see Rookie back. That's what I'm getting at. I just want to see my girl back. So let's go episode 2. Let's see what's up. So yeah, Patreon, check out the Patreon, link in the description below, pop up on screen. If we're lucky, then my schedules might be back to normal, and if they are not, then I'm sorry, but the schedule should be 1 episode a week. You can watch the next 2 episodes already over at Patreon, so you can get really ahead into episode 4. That is something that I can promise, but I have no idea which rate they're going to be coming out, so watch out for that. Also, full-length episode reactions. If you want to watch the entire episode alongside me, you can do that. Okay, let us begin. So, Bleach, 1000-Year Blood War, episode 2. Let's go. Oh my god! この竜ダスめがそのような無礼を働くわけがございましょうか。そうか。ならば Foundation stone. Oh! Opening! Let's go! I immediately like this stylization. It's like a single color. It's grayscale and pink. I can't wait to see all of these characters again. Well, that's a lot of Quincy's. Yeah, he got the shit.
石田君、黒崎君と仲良くなったなと思って。私、石田君のそういうところ好きだよ。
He's like so shocked by the thought that someone would think that. Cell phone. Some bad news, some bad shit. I like how this is like all happening in real time. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah. Oh, he died? Ichigo saw it. That guy just vanished into smoke, so. I like this soundtrack, this music. It's good. This choice. Did you tell Ishida about the fact that you fought at Quincy? That's something you should probably know about. Nell? The fuck is she doing here? I haven't seen her in forever. I presume she would just never appear again. Okay, the Quincy's are in Wakamundo then. I thought that they looked like they were in Wakamundo. Okay. Oh my god! He's gone. That guy's just dead. That's okay. Sure. Rancor soldiers. They are Rancor then. We can just get more. That's... Holy shit. They have Tier Harribel. Special Edition Dondochakka? Yes. Special Edition. I remember this guy's name. He's also voiced by Takahito Kuyasu, who's Dio, by the way. Crematorium. Dude, a lot of shit is happening immediately real quick in episode 2. Remembering the first time he was appointed as a lieutenant or something. I like that we see that he like cared on some level, because we really didn't know much about that guy, so that's okay. I love that special edition of here. I did not think we would ever see them again. Okay, that makes sense. She survived. I love Harribel. Let's save Harribel. Let's restore Wakamundo. Whoa, shit. I wish we had seen the fight actually. Alright. I like that you see them as a straight up like army. Did she save them? Let's go. Where's Dondochakka? Did he die? They took her. Yeah. At least she's not dead yet. They got Dondochakka too. Fuck! Or boy! Help. It's literally what we do. It's what we do every time. We always help. That's what we like about you. This is true. This is true. That's what I figured. Urahara! That's my boy! Man, all three of them died, didn't they? Like, Harribel's lieutenants. I'm pretty sure they did. I don't remember by who, but they did. Where? During the battle of Karakura Town. Oh, we're just going? We're moving real quick. I like that Wakamundo's like a thing. Like, we're just going. we are. Yep. Urahara, you're gonna fight? Help out? For like once? Nail, can you transform on command? Dude.
ダメ。本当に生きてる人はいないみたい。
霊視を凝縮した炎だ。あれのおかげで本来燃えるはずのないウェコムンドの岩や砂までもが焼き払われた。何にでもしようとしているのか。最悪はここの連中のように。
わかった。じゃあ助けに行くぞ。
待て待て、あの集団にドントチャッカはいないぞ。
どうせドンドチャッカは助けるんだ。その前に他のアランカルを何人助ける。
We're saving people, that's what we came here to do, right? I'm Ichiro Kurosaki, that's what I do! That's my boy.
アランカルたちがついこの間まで敵だったって分かってるんすかね。
Doesn't matter.
だからイチゴなら何とかしてくれるって迷いなく思うことができたんだろう。
私たちも行こう、佐藤
Yep. And I knew that you two would go and help him, because that's what you do. There is one guy that has like a face among those hooded figures, so maybe that one guy is important. Kyogi OP.
ここのリーダーみたいね。ねえ、本当にやるの？やっぱりやめようよ。
Are these two from like all the way back with like Ukiura? I don't remember the fucking names, but I think I remember seeing them. The girls that bullied Orihime or something. That's my immediate thought.
右端から順番に突き殺していくので、皆さんは先ほどの襲撃で生き残るだけの運と知恵と力を持った選ばれし存在です。
仲間になるって名乗り出ればすぐに助かる。
Nope, don't talk.
そんなわけありませんね。今の説明でわからない人はこんな風に死んでもらいます。
Okay, free themselves. Ooh.
アイゼン様の側近、ロリアイバー。同じくメノリーマジ。
Yes!
あんたたちみたいな三下にやられると思わ
Oh
ない
my
よね。
god. I like that all these minor characters like actually are coming back in some level.
彼女たちは合格。殺さない程度にやりなさい。この程度のアランカルを側近に置くとは、アイゼンとやらもたかが知れる。
Don't say that. Aizen was nuts. Don't fucking undersell that man.
やりすぎてはダメだ。
Yo, that was sick.
あなた方は
They are here! Mila Rose, Sun, and I couldn't read the last one. I am afraid for them. They might get fucking chomped in like a second, but we'll see.
ハリベル様直属で超強く
To
て
be
超怖
best,
くて
yes.
その
These are from the old anime. No, chill. I think I remember one of them being a snake, one of them being a lion, and I don't remember the last one. A deer?
素晴らしいですね。
よそ見は禁物ですわ。
私から提案です。
This commander guy, I'm afraid of him. He radiates like boss energy. As much as I like these three, I'm afraid for them.
あなた方の敬愛するティア・ハリベルと共に陛下の御ために働けるのです。今の、そしてこれから先のあなた方にとってこれ以上の幸せはない。
なめんじゃねえぞ、このメガネタレ。
これは残念極まる。
現世でホローが大量に消滅したことでコンパクのバランスが大きく崩れた。これは現世とソウルソサイティが崩壊する可能性を示唆している。
It's bad.
賊軍の正体はクインシーだ。
Alright, let's fight. Is that the episode ender? I think it is. Fuck! Okay, let's watch the ED. These are all the swords from the captains, I'm pretty sure. Like, I can identify, like, most of them. That's just a pile of bodies, and that's Sanget's. Ooh. The way that song ends, it's very abrupt.
軍
Ooh.
勢行き行きてラッパを吹く。耳鳴りやまず星屑のごとく。軍歌の轟き雷鳴のごとく。
Number 3, March of the Star-Crossed. Okay, that was episode 2, and I really enjoyed it. Like, My favorite part about that episode is actually the fact that, like, okay, something that I can kind of complain about earlier arcs of Bleach, namely Wakamundo. It really felt like stage 2 in like a video game. You know, it's like, okay, we got stage 1, we got stage 2, we got stage 3. It felt like everything was contained within its like arc. That's no longer the case here. Like, we got a bunch of new shit being introduced and only being relevant within what is happening. That's not the case here. In my mind, in my head, I was thinking like, okay, I have no fucking clue what 1,000-year blood war is going to be, but I am surprised and happy and excited to see that a lot of things are coming back. Actually, things that we saw that are coming back, besides just like Soul Society, which Soul Society is more like a constant, so it's like whatever. But like even in like Fullbringer, right? Because again, I watched Fullbringer somewhat recently, but like in Fullbringer, there's like nothing in Fullbringer that happens that is like is something that's a carryover from before. Fullbringer is mostly self-contained. Like, we don't get to see characters show up again other than like, you know, Shinigamis, you know. Again, Soul Society is a constant, so I don't count it. But in this episode, we straight up get to see Neliel and Pesha Watishe show up again. I remember Pesha Watishe, man, and Dondochakka. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, the reason why I mentioned their names before they even said them was because I was trying to flex that I remember their names, because I feel like most people wouldn't. Most people that watched this shit like over a decade ago would not remember who the fuck they were, and I'm like, that's my boy Pesha Watishe. He's voiced by Takahito Koyasu, who's Dio. That's my boy. Where is Dondochakka, you know? But here's the thing. This is where I'm at. It's that I didn't think we would ever get to see Nell again. Like, this is a thought that I had like a couple months ago, actually. I was thinking like, oh yeah, we did have that weird kid that transformed into a hot anime lady at one point, and her henchman. Right, that they were like gag characters until they were not, and they actually had like a story, and I'm like, that was cool, but like that was a very like one-off kind of thing, because like after their cool moment, we really didn't see them again. I don't think we did. So like, to me, that I'm thinking like, we're probably not gonna see them again. They're not gonna matter anymore. So I'm just gonna move on. I'm at the same place with like Kon. Right? Like, I remember fucking Kon. He mattered at some point in the first 20 episodes of the show, and then afterwards he mattered like a little bit, and I don't actually know where the fuck Kon is anymore. I'm at the point where I don't know if Kon is even like a manga or an anime character. I'm pretty sure he is canonically in the manga. Like, he wasn't anime only like those other 3 puppets that we got from the vampire arc. But I don't know where Kon is. Like, I don't remember where the fuck he is. Like, maybe I just forgot, right? Maybe I just forgot where Kon went, you know? Maybe Kon went to heaven. But I'm sitting here thinking like, where is he? Because we haven't seen him in a long time. And I'm thinking regarding a lot of these characters, like, we're not going to see them again. They're not going to matter anymore. I'm wrong. And that's a good thing. I love that I'm wrong. Because Nell shows up with Pesha Watishe, and they're like, hey, they captured Dondochakka and Wakamunda's fuck. Can you help us out? And I'm like, of course he's gonna help us. He's Ichigo Kurosaki. Like, that's what he does. Like, that's why I love him. That's why I love my boy. Because he's a completely selfless person. He kind of has like a survivor's guilt thing going on. So like, he will always go out and help anyone who asks for it. And he won't really hold grudges. Like Aizen could show up and he would be like, actually, I'm gonna help out defeat the bad guy now. And Ichigo would be like, all right, I'm gonna help you out. Like, Ichigo doesn't really hold grudges. And like, that's something that's really cool about him. That's something I really like. Is that anyone can just show up and be like, bro, help us out. And he's like, done. You know, like he's not gonna ask any follow-up questions. He's like, all right, I'm in. Nell shows up. Pesha Watishe shows up. Dondochakka is mentioned and seen in a flashback, and now we're in the Dondochakka Retrieval arc. Tier Harribel shows up. My girl. Oh, I still haven't seen Rukia, my good girl, but I'm seeing Tier Harribel, my bad girl. Again, do I still have my tier list around here? Did I have it here? I don't think I had it on OBS. I just edited it on Vegas, but I'll just put it on screen that one. Yeah, like Tier Harribel is like one of my favorite characters in the show, alongside Rukia and Ginichimaru. We're not seeing Ginichimaru again, At least I don't think so. He's dead. He's dead. But I could be wrong, I guess. I was wrong about the other 3. We get to see Tier Harribel again, and she's being locked. I don't know what they're keeping her, actually. Like, so the Quincy King, who fucking annihilates his minions for no reason. He's like, all right, I don't have any use for you anymore. Done. I guess it's because they are using Arankars. Like that's straight up something he just says. In the first episode, I thought that they weren't because the implication was that they weren't. Well, I guess they weren't just Arankars. But in this episode, they were like, oh yeah, they're just Arankars. Fuck them. We don't need to care about them. We're just gonna dispose of them anyway. He doesn't give a fuck. But like, he is using them as minions. And I'm wondering, why is he keeping Tier Harribel? Like, does he want to use her as a minion too? Like, he's trying to break her in some level, and then he will be like, okay, this is gonna be a really powerful minion. This is a boss tier minion, so I'm just gonna keep you around for that. Or is there another reason? I'm suspecting another reason. I have no idea what the reason is, but she's locked in there, and I like that she's around. I like that Tier Harribel's back, because every other Espada died, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I did not care for any of them. And the only one I really like is Tier Harribel because she looks cool as shit. I love her hair. She also had like a weird backstory. Her and her minions, actually, right? And we got to see the 3 of them again. And I'm gonna be honest with you, because again, I'm gonna throw in the tier list around here somewhere. Like, I have the tab open here. I was looking at it because I'm a gremlin who doesn't close their tabs. But okay, I put all 3 of them, Miro Rose, Sun Sun, and the other one that I couldn't read the name fast enough. You know, I could just put up the episode. I could just read the episode, actually. Apache. Okay, there we go. Miro Rose, I'm pretty sure is the girl who I think was a lion. She's the cool warrior type. Sun Sun is I think she was a snake. She's the one that covers her mouth. And then we have Apache, who I don't know what the fuck she is, but she's cool. She's the more like, the one that's gonna beat your ass. I'll enjoy it. I like all 3 of them. And in fact, if you look at the tier list, they are placed in I don't remember but cool designs though. Here's the thing, when I wrote I don't remember is because I didn't want to specify, but in my I don't remember cool designs though, I remember most of them. At least I remember their fights, but I don't remember what the fuck happened to them or their names. But I do remember the 3 of them were Tier Harribel's minions, or friends, I guess. I remember the Afro guy was the guy that fought Chad, and Chad developed Brazo Izquierdo del Diablo and punched him with La Muerte. And then I remember, I don't remember her fucking name, but she's the one that fought Uryu, the purple girl, purple goth clown. Her name was somebody with like a W. I think it was like Siruzi Wonder Witch. What? If I got it right, I would be fucking insane. I would be insufferable. See. That sounds like a meme name, Siruzi. Okay, never mind. I don't know what the fuck her name was, but it was something like that. I remember the purple girl. And then there's like a giant beast thing. I don't know why my immediate thought is that it's a fusion of the 3 girls, but I could be completely off on that. I don't know why I think that, but I think that somehow. I'm just gonna put this in the editing so you'll know what the fuck I'm talking about. Otherwise, I'm just referring about nothing. But I do slightly remember them. And that's why I really enjoyed this episode. It's because a bunch of characters that I thought we would never see or give a fuck about are actually showing up again. And that's crazy to me, because that was like a main complaint that I had about, and I feel like everyone had, about the entire Aizen arc, really, Wekamundo and then Battle for Karakura Town, is that it introduced a bunch of rankers that nobody knew who they were. No one gave a shit, because like they didn't really have much to show that was interesting. They didn't have much of a story, they didn't have much of a personality or much of a design. So they just show up and they serve for like an encounter to overcome by a member of the cast, be it either Ichigo or Uryu or Chad or Orihime or Rukia or someone. So what happens is that we end up running into a situation where a bunch of Arankars are just kind of single fight chumps, and we don't care about them. 1000-Year Blood War is actually doing something to rectify that, which is, you thought these characters didn't matter. Well, guess what they do? They're cool looking, and they're gonna show up again, and they're actually gonna stand up against the new big bats, because now you're actually rooting for them. And that's the greatest part, is that Tier Harribel, given I was rooting for her when she fought Toshiro, because I like Tier Harribel. And then you feel for her after Aizen just shows up and just ends the fight himself, and she just gets bodied and that's it. And I'm like, God fucking damn it, she's cool. But now you're rooting for her to be saved. Now you're rooting for her Tres Bestias to show up and help her out. Like, now we have this arc where all the Rancors, which are chumps but also enemies that we gave a shit about last season, now they're all like the victims and we gotta rescue them. And that's great. I love that. I love that so much. That's really cool. Man, I love that shit. I think that's a great choice. I think that is an enlightened choice that Tite Kubo made. I love that. However, I think they're all fucking dead now. That's the problem. Because we see this man. His name was said earlier. I love the shading on this image. Like at the end of the episode where you see the close-up to the Squints' face, the commander dude with the glasses. The shading is done in a kind of manga style shading that is also very similar to the Bleach manga, how it does it, which is a bunch of lines. But yeah, you just see all three of them being defeated, possibly dead. I mean, okay, I'm looking at the girls, I'm looking at the Tres Bestias, and they don't seem to be Miro Rose, Tsun, Apache. Okay, I'm trying to remember the names. But they don't seem to be visibly dead, as in they didn't get fucking decapitated or something. That's very clear to see that they're dead. They're just like laying on the floor and bleeding. So I don't know if they're dead or not. Hopefully they are not, because I would like to continue to see them actually. They are characters that are carried over from the past, and I always like their designs. And I think they have a cool connection to Tier Harribel, which is also one of my favorite characters. I think they're cool. I want to see more of them. I like them. I like them a lot. And now it's really interesting that now I'm rooting for what once were the bad guys, because now they are the underdogs, they are victims. And because that is always something that was interesting about like Rancors in Wakamundo. It wasn't always interesting, it was depending on whether or not they wanted to show it as being interesting or not. But it's the fact that they're just doing their own thing, man. And that was kind of the thing with Baragan too. Baragan is the Segunda Espada, which was the king of Wakamundo, the old man that was death. He was cool because you get to see in the flashback that he was the king of Wakamundo, and Aizen shows up and he just takes over, and he's like, he doesn't know what the fuck to do. So I guess he follows Aizen because, not because he feels anything towards him, but because he's that or dying. So it's like, alright, I guess I'm doing this. And that's kind of the way the thing worked with Aizen, is that some people were really into Aizen and some people were really like fans of him. And that's why a lot of Rankers weren't really interesting in Wakamundo, is because they were like, I'm here to fight in the name of Lord Aizen, you know? It's almost like first half of Stardust Crusader type antagonist, which is like, I'm here in the name of Lord Dio and I'm gonna fight you. And we don't really know or care much about the person, but there were some Rankers that actually did have a personality. And the most interesting part was whenever they were like, yeah, I guess I'm following Aizen just because I don't want to die. And that's interesting, because it paints us as these Rankers, not necessarily as inherently evil, but something that they were just existing, and this guy showed up and he was like, okay, you're gonna do my bidding now or I'm gonna kill you. So it's like, okay, now they're kind of like being sent to die by the main cast, and it's not really their fault, is it? And that's kind of how it works with Tier Harribel and her minions. I keep calling her their minions, but I feel bad calling them that, Tres Bestias. Like, I guess I should just call them Tres Bestias, because they do have a name for the three of them, so it supposedly would be Tres Bestias. But I love that they're here. And okay, there's the other two, and I'm not gonna remember the fucking names. Did they mention it in the episode? I don't remember. But the other two that they fought the Quincy's when they were being rounded up initially, those were the girls that bullied Orihime when she was being captured and kept in like a cell by Ulquiorra. I'm pretty sure that's them. And I am glad that I recognized them before they even like reveal who they were, because I barely remember what they looked like, but I did. I knew who they were. I'm pretty sure it's them, yeah. I don't know their names, but the girl with the short blonde hair that's kind of spiky, and the girl with the twin tails. Those two girls, Loli Ivern and Minoli Malia. I'm pretty sure that those were the girls that like hated Orihime because they were like, bitch, you think you're so fucking important, fuck you. I'm glad that, like, again, characters that I didn't think would fucking matter whatsoever. And here's the fun part, is that they might not matter in the long run at all, actually. They might just be dead. Well, they're not dead. They said we beat them up because they fought back, and those are the kind of minions that Lord Quincy Man, I forgot his name, Quincy Man wants. We're just gonna capture them and we're gonna use them. Okay, they're not dead. They might become relevant. They might just get chomped in like an episode too. Like, there's not really a reason for them to stick around for long. I hope they do, but if they don't, that would also be fine by me, actually. Because it's still, what we're doing is that we're just bringing a bunch of minor characters from before, and now they matter on some level. It doesn't matter if it's a big level or a small level. They matter again, and which is more than I thought. Bringing them back just for them to like die, for example, that would be fine by me. As long as they serve some kind of like something for the plot to work. And in this case, like for example, let's say that the Tres Bestias died. Let's say that the three of them died. Or maybe like one of them died. I don't know. Maybe none of them died. But let's say that they did. It would still serve a purpose because now we're establishing kind of a weird tone for the show, which is, hey, you know, all those like characters from before, they matter, they're coming back, and you are rooting for them. Actually, this time they're the good guys, or this time they're the underdogs, they're the victims. You want them to succeed, and they don't. And that's something really cool to see. Actually, I love that so much. Like, I feel bad for this show because this show is doing so many things that's like, okay, I say this show, but it's this arc of the manga, more specifically. This is so enjoyable to see, but in order to get here, if you're watching anime, you have to sit through like 300 incredibly mid episodes of anime. Okay, no, Soul Society was peak, it was awesome. But Wekamundo is not that great. Karakura Town, I liked it, but I can see a lot of people didn't. And there's definitely pacing issues. So like, you have to see through a lot of original Bleach in order to get here. But like, if you make it through that journey, this is so enjoyable to see. But the only people that are going to enjoy this are the people that sat through that. And no one is going to do that now. The only people that are going to do that now are the people that are actually doing content based off of that, you know? Because sometimes they get recommended videos that are like, this YouTube channel is reacting to Bleach now, and I'm like, man, it's gonna take you a while to get through all of the fucking 365 episodes or whatever the fuck. Minus filler, I guess it's like 200 or whatever, but it's still like a lot, and the pacing is rough. And I also saw like a channel doing like a Bleach podcast. I haven't watched it, I haven't listened to it, but the name of the podcast, and the only reason why I remember it is because the name is so good, it's called Chugging Bleach. I haven't listened to it, I have no fucking clue who the people around that podcast are, I don't know what the fuck happens in it, but it's literally just called Chugging Bleach, and I saw that and I laughed my ass off. And every now and then, I will scroll through YouTube and I will see Chugging Bleach episode whatever, and I'm like, hell yeah. Like, that's the kind of shit that like, if I wasn't inclined to make a Bleach podcast, which is kind of what this is actually, but if I wasn't inclined to do it and then someone told me, hey, I have this idea and this is the title, I would be like, okay, we gotta do it now. The title is too good, we gotta do it. So that's maybe how that went. I feel like that's amazing. Okay, I keep getting sidetracked here. I need to talk about the actual episode. Okay, a lot of these minor characters coming back, they are important. This is great. Something else that I really liked, and again, I feel bad comparing to the old show, but like, a lot of my experience watching this new show is gonna be directly comparable to the old show. And it's the fact that, man, we just move fast. That's great. That feels so good, because like, in this episode, it's like, oh my god, like, plot literally drops on top of Ichigo's head, which is Nell and Pesce. And then they're like, Ichigo, you gotta help us out. All this shit is happening in Wekamundo, and you see it happening like a flashback. And it's cool. And then it's like, you gotta help us. And then they go like, okay. And then Urahara is like, hey, I heard all of that. Let's go. And then it cuts, and we're already in the Garganta. And we're just straight up in Wekamundo. And it's like, bro, if this was the old show, that shit would have taken 10 episodes. But we got here within like a minute. Oh man, that's good. Okay, so something I want to say is that definitely in the old show, there were stuff that was happening between just traveling, because the way it worked is that it was, okay, we're setting up Soul Society, and then we get into Soul Society, and then the entire arc takes place in Soul Society. The same kind of goes for Wekamundo. We're setting up Wekamundo, we're going to Wekamundo, and then we spend like 100 episodes in Wekamundo. That's not what we are probably going to do here. At least I don't think so. I think that the way this is paced is so much faster, and it's not just because the anime adaptation is better, but because the way the plot is going to work is not going to be so linear anymore. That's the feeling I get. The plot is not going to be linear anymore. It's not going to be like, okay, we go, we infiltrate, we fight people, and then we defeat a final boss, and then that's it. No. What we're doing instead is some people come in and it's like, we need your help, and it's like, okay, we're gonna go, and then we go, and then something's gonna happen, and then we're probably gonna go back to the human world, or we might get help from Shinigamis, and then we're gonna go to Soul Society, and we're gonna start talking about like, okay, what is actually going on? Who are these people? Who is this group? Who are these Quincy's? What powers do they have? Like there's a lot of moving pieces here compared to what I'm used to from Bleach. God, it's reminding me of Soul Society again. And that's why Soul Society fucking slapped. Is because, yes, from the point of the main cast, what was happening, it was pretty linear. But from the perspective of Soul Society members, the captains and the lieutenants, there was actually a lot more happening behind the scenes, which sets up Aizen. That's what made that arc so interesting, because there's a bunch of characters that are kind of technically antagonists, but we're following them and we're learning things about them and Soul Society, and it sets up for a banger twist. That's great. I don't know where 1,000 Year Blood War is going, but I feel like we're setting up different moving pieces, and it's not going to be so linear. Like, it's not going to be just like we go and then we fight until we get to the end. It's like, actually, we're just going to move around a lot. And that's something I like. I find that incredibly interesting. Like, Uryu stayed behind. He's not here. And I don't think he's just going to sit the rest of the arc out. Like, I think he's just not in here for this, like, 1 or 2 episodes. And he's going to do something else. Like, and that's very interesting to me. I guess if I look at Fullbringer, again, I keep bringing Fullbringer. Like, oh, dude, if they bring up Fullbringer in 1,000 Year Blood War, it would be so great, because again, like, I have a lot of nostalgia for a lot of these Bleach arcs, you know, Soul Society, Wekamundo, fucking the Substitute Shinigami. Like, I love all of that shit, but Fullbringer is something that I never watched until like a couple months ago. But now that I watched it a couple months ago, I actually feel towards it. Like, I have some fresh memories and feelings about it. So now I'm like, hell yeah, man. I hope they bring Fullbringer back. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I do, because I watched it and I had fun with it, actually. And I actually went back to check like a couple weeks ago, because I didn't remember if like they all fucking died or not, because like I couldn't remember who lived and who died, because the way it went, it was like very weird. So okay, if I remember correctly, the ones that died are 1, Ginjo, 2, I think his name was Giriko, which was the old guy with the eye patch with the time never tells lies, something like that. That Fullbringer. Oh yeah, something I want to correct myself is that last episode, I remember this because I was like, oh fuck, I made a mistake. It's not a mistake, it's just an incomplete truth, and it's the fact that I said if it's Japanese, it's something Shinigami related. If it's German, it's something Quincy related, and if it's Spanish, it's something Hollow related. There is a 4th one, and if it is English, it is something Fullbringer related. That's just something I gotta bring up, because that's just the way it works. We gotta complete the set here. I have to mention all of them. But, okay. And then, I don't know if Tsukishima died. I think his name was Tsukishima. Like, it's actually open-ended, whether or not he dies or not, Tsukishima. Because he is carried away by, I forgot his name, the punk delinquent kid that punches Very Lucky. But, like, it was really cool the way that ended, because he looked up to Ginjo as someone that saved them and was a mentor figure to him. And then he realizes he's become that for this kid. And then that's when he realizes the actual meaning behind like his life in a way. And how much he appreciates the kid. And I really like that. But the way it ends is that he's being carried over. And it looks like he dies on the kid's back. But we don't know. But we do see Jackie, which is the girl with the dirty boots. We see, I forgot the name of the kid with the fucking Nintendo Switch. That kid that has like daddy issues or whatever. Was there a third one? I don't remember. I don't think Riruka died. No, Riruka was like saved, and then it looked like she was gonna jump down a building, but no, she just started like flying or something, and she just disappeared. So that's 3 of them that lived, and I don't think there was anyone else. But yeah, like Fullbringers, they could come back. Characters from Fullbringer Art could come back. That's all I'm saying. That would be nice. That's on the table. If we're bringing back Wekamunda characters, we could bring back Fullbringer characters. It's canon. We can't say it's not. Okay, Quilge Opie is the name of this Stern Rider J. That's his like title, I guess. Quilg Opie Stern Rider J. This guy with the circle of glasses, this commander looking guy. He radiates like boss energy. He looks like a fun character design that's like a boss. And it appears that Ichigo is probably gonna fight him. So we'll see how this goes. I like that Urahara is here, actually. I like, that's something I pointed out, and I will continue to point out, because Urahara is a character like he's never in the action. Despite being a boss level character, he's never in the action. Have we ever seen his Bankai? I don't know if we have. There's like a lot of characters with Bankai we've never actually seen, actually. Like Urahara, I remember his sword is Benihime, like creates explosions basically. It's like crimson explosions or something. I don't exactly remember how it works, but it like creates like barriers and the barriers explode, something like that. He's actually Sundowner. That's his real name. Urahara Sundowner Kisuke. I don't think we've ever seen his Bankai. Maybe we did, I just forgot about it. But like there's a lot of characters with Bankais we actually never seen. We only saw the Shikais. Shinji Hirako was done fucking dirty during the battle for Karakura Town, because like I really like Shinji Hirako, actually. I really like Shinji. And he just goes like, here's my sword. It's called Sakanade. And he goes like, Taorero Sakanade. And it like flips, and it's really cool. It's a really cool summon. And then it has this like circle, and he just like spins the sword on his hand like a fucking hula hoop, and that's Sakanade. And what it does is that it inverts your controls. I think that what it was is that like it inverts your sense of your sight, but only your sight or something like that, which is, it's cool. It's a cool ability to have. But in the world of anime, someone else is going to be like, oh, I smelled you from the other direction, and that's how I knew. Or just like, hey, so I see you from here, so therefore it's there, right? Like something as simple as that. And like the reason why he's done dirty is because he says what it does. Okay, it's been a long time. Maybe I'm misremembering, but I'm pretty sure he just says what it does, because they have to exposit to the audience. It's like, yeah, my sword inverts your view, and it's like, why would you tell Aizen this? But it does set up like one of the best moments in whole Bleach to me, which is when all of the captains attack Aizen at the same time, and like all of them attacking at the same time with an incredible like combo move. I'm just geeking out over old Bleach now, but like, listen, man, it was a really cool moment. How did it go? It was like, I think Soifon charged them, and then he stopped her, but then Hitsugaya froze him, and then he was like, this is not gonna do anything. Like, he froze his sword, and he was like, this doesn't do anything, this ain't shit. And then he gets stabbed by Kyoraku, who comes up from the shadow created by the eyes and the sword. It stabs him in the back, and he's like, oh fuck, I forgot about the dude who shows up in the shadows. And then Hitsugaya rushes at him, flying to stab him right from the front, and he's like, that ain't shit, bro. Like, kid, I can see exactly where you're coming from. I'm just gonna block it. And then he just realizes last second that Shinji is spinning the sword just to the side, smiling like an asshole. And he's like, oh fuck, he's coming from the other side. And then he gets stabbed in the back. And then that actually was Hinomori. And actually, you're all dead now. And Aizen wins. And it's like, fuck. That's like one of the best episodes of Bleach, man. That's one of the best moments. Fuck, that's so good. I keep remembering that shit, and I'm like, God, I remember seeing like edits of the manga panel where Aizen is like, you should ask yourself the next question. When wasn't I using Kyoka Soiketsu? And he has like the troll face on his face, actually, and it's really well drawn, and it's like, oh my fucking God, that's so good. Oh, Bleach memes. Oh, Bleach. Oh, what a good time. What a good time. I'm just sitting here reminiscing of my old days when I was a young lad watching Bleach. Okay, this episode was really good. We got Dondochakka, we got Peshiwatishi, we got Nell. Maybe Nell would transform again. We got fucking Tier Harribel. We got the two like girls that bullied Orihime. We got the Tres Bestias. We gotta help out the Orankers in Wakamundo. Like, bro, oh my god, I'm happy. I'm so happy. It's funny to me how long it took for the Shinigamis to be like, actually there were Quincy's, because like the way it works is that like you hear German and it's like, oh fuck, that's a Quincy. You should immediately be able to realize that. But no, for them it took him like an entire episode. I also like that they're called Ryoka, because Ryoka just means like intruder for Soul Society. And we know that term because we heard it a lot during the second arc of Bleach, Soul Society invasion, when we rescued Rukia. But like, back then it used to mean main cast, but now it means, oh fuck, these are the real bad guys. So it's good that a term that we're so familiar with, it goes from meaning a thing to the complete opposite. That's a good thing. I like that. Man, you know who got a rough deal? Ludas Freegan. Because my man Ludas Freegan, he was just a ranker that they got, and he was like, I'm gonna help out, I'm gonna be a good soldier. And then he lost an arm, and then he lost a face, and then he's gone. It was like, man, my man didn't do anything. I was sitting here like remembering names. The other guy too, Avern, is like, yeah, I'm remembering names. You know, I'll try to keep track of these guys, and it's like, no, they don't matter. They're fucking dead. Dead, kid. Which we also can see something about the Quincy King is that he really doesn't give a shit about anyone who's not really a Quincy. At least immediately that's something we can tell. Or like he just hates Rancors on some level because they are hollows and Quincy's hate hollows, so I guess it makes sense. But it's very interesting that like that's his relationship with his crew. That's the relationship among his mates. Yet he's keeping Tier Harribel alive. I like the moment, the heroic moment that Tier Harribel had, which was just telling these guys to run. Just go. You don't have to fight, just go. And let me die alone. It's not really an heroic moment, but I like that she's just like, go, live. You know, maybe seek help. Like, that's good. I am excited at the prospect of seeing Tier Harribel again do some stuff. I'm not gonna get my hopes too up, you know? My hopes is that Tier Harribel will have a fight. One fight, at least one, where she gets to have a cool fight and actually like do something good in the fight, you know? Because when she fought versus Toshiro, you know, like, because she was the bad guy, she didn't really do much. Like, we got to see her transform and do cool shit. But then she just, like, the fight ends incredibly anticlimactically when Aizen shows up and he gets her. And then it's like, okay, it's Aizen time. And it's like, oh fuck, like, we're just not even gonna get to see the resolution to Tier Harribel fight. Like, Tier Harribel enjoyers are not eating good, man. Like, I hope we get to see her be rescued and then she gets to have a cool fight. The worst thing, which is on the table, would be for her to just fucking die and we don't get to see anything. So I'm okay with her dying as long as she gets a cool fight, a cool moment. That's all I'm asking for, man. That's where I'm at here. I'm trying not to get too attached to these characters more than I already am, because I'm expecting the worst. But okay, that's where I'm at. I've been talking for like 40 minutes. Most of it was just geeking out about the Osho. I'm sorry about that, but that's where I'm at right now. I hope that at least my very clear, visible enjoyment comes through, because, man, I don't know what else I can offer you with these Bleach videos. Oh, man. Okay, that's gonna be it for this episode of Bleach 1000 Year Blood War. It's getting late. I'm gonna go order some food, probably. And maybe I'm gonna try to edit a Buffy video, which I really have to get done sometime soon. Okay, I'm just gonna go now. But okay, I think that's gonna be it for this Bleach video. Thank you so much, you guys, for tuning in. See you guys next time. And alright, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to this reaction video of Bleach 1000 Year Blood War. Please consider supporting the channel over at the Patreon to get some groceries so I can live and get some early episodes and full-length episode reactions. Check out the other links on my social media and stuff. I'll see you guys next time. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.